Hi friends, thanks for being here. First things first, in the start of this video I want to clarify a couple of things. First of all, these are the jeans that I'm wearing today, and they're a pair of Levi's boot cut 5/17s, and the waist is 38 and the leg length is 32. So I'm a little bit wide on the waist, but I have somewhat long legs. So that's the jeans I'm wearing today. And the reason I'm so interested in talking about these jeans is they were one of the first alteration jobs I did. And you can see the original hem that was sewed on by the manufacturer. And where I did the alteration is there's a thin line of thread along there, edge stitching, and there's a thin line of thread along there, edge stitching. And it's done correctly. You can see there's no holes or gaps for dirt and dust and all that stuff to get in. So that's the great pair of jeans that I'm wearing today. The other thing that I would like to impress upon, particularly those of you that did watch the last video, in the last video when I was deconstructing these jeans, these Wrangler jeans, I was referring to the waistband as a belt. So it is a waistband, and you know that. If you saw the last video, even though I was calling it a belt, you know that it's a waistband. And I left the button on. It's got a Wrangler button there. So that was the second thing that I wanted to start out telling you about. And now the third thing, but very important point here, looking at these jeans and looking right down at the hem of the jeans. I've got that hammer on there so they don't slide off, because the jeans are hanging over the edge of the table there, and they were kind of falling off. So let's see if I can get, okay, there's a bit of focus there. So what I'm doing is I'm using the deconstructed jeans as a template or a pattern for cutting my muslin cloth that I'm going to make a pair of muslin cloth jeans out of. And what is significant, I've learned, is that I want the bottom of the hem to be equal, and I also want the outside seam allowance to be equal. And this is the left leg, front and back. There's the left pocket. There's no watch pocket because it's the left side, and that's the front, and that's the back. And I'm making it equal on the bottom and the side because that's the right perspective. The reason I don't use the top is because the top front of the jeans does not have a yoke, and the back of the jeans has a yoke that fits in there. So it's impossible for me to line up the top correctly without the yoke, and that's out already. And then of course, as you know from your own jeans even, once you start installing the fly and the zipper, and because there's a big seam allowance, like a cross, a 90-degree perpendicular horizontal allowance and then a vertical allowance, it's very hard to get lined up correctly from this side. The correct place to do it is that side and at the bottom. So that's what I've learned in the last few days, the last week, taking the jeans apart. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the muslin, and I'm going to use these as a template, a pattern, and I'm going to cut the muslin. I'm going to mark it up, and then I'm going to cut it out. So that's what I'm doing. And I'm having a great time doing it. So great that you're here. I could really use a bunch more subscribers and likers, because I spend a lot of time and money making these movies, these videos, so that those of us who don't want to do that or don't have the time and money to do that don't have to. So I'd really appreciate any help that you can give the channel in that respect. Anyway, I'll get back to work doing what I need to do to get this muslin into the show. Hang on a bit, you'll see it coming up right away. The other final point I'd like to mention is that, especially in reference to asking for subscribers and likers and all that, is that I do spend a lot of money on this channel in order to make these videos, these movies. And you know, one of the reasons the employees at the Levi's store downtown like me is because, like I was just bragging a little bit to you, that I've spent over $1,500. And there's 3 of the Levi's shirts that I bought in the last few months. That's a nice shirt. It's got a little Levi's tag. Where's the little Levi's tag? Oh, there it is there. It's written on there. And then there's the Levi's Western shirt. And in addition to the jeans, I've also bought 3 jean jackets recently. There's a 2XL black standard Levi's jean jacket. And then I also have a black Levi's trucker's jacket, jean jacket. And it hangs down a little lower, you know, for it covers more like below the waist. So that's why truckers like wearing them, because even when they get out of the truck, I guess, they're still covered. Their back midriff is still covered. And then of course there's the standard Levi's blue jean jacket that I sewed a Canadian flag on, as you can see. That was part of the sewing adventure. And there's one of the original 501s. And there you see the yoke on the back. And there lines up when they're all put together, because the yoke is there and it all balances out with the front. But once I take them apart, then it doesn't line up anymore. So yeah, there you go. That's the information I wanted to give you, that, you know, I do protect the copyright. This is an educational YouTube channel, and I invest heavily in it, obviously. And so I'm going to get to work with the muslin and quit boring you with the bragging details and all that. I hope that information I just showed you and told you about was useful for you. And I'm going to get to work. Okay, so here we are, and in line with what I had just finished showing you and talking to you about, there's the bottom of the back left leg. There's the bottom hem at the bottom of the leg. There's the outside seam allowance, which is a very true straight seam allowance. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pin the muslin to the outside seam allowance and to the bottom leg hem, and then once I've done that, I'll draw the cut lines here and trim it up there, and we got to trim it up at the top. So that's basically how I'm going to set it up. Now, I am learning still. If you have a lot more experience, I'm glad that you're here to kind of watch and critique and maybe point out any errors I make. Although I usually figure out the errors as I go. I usually stumble upon the errors when I try to, you know, make the next move and it doesn't work or it doesn't fit or whatever. But that's what I'm going to do. So I'll get started, and I can probably even just line this up and not have to pin it. But I may pin it in the, you know, at the top and the bottom, or the side and the bottom, just to make sure it doesn't deviate when I start playing with it and marking it up. Because it's easy to get distracted. If it's pinned or clipped, then it's going to stay true. So that's where I'm going to go next. Alrighty. The next step in my learning adventure, where's my pretty pointer? The next step in my learning adventure is what you see here. That's my cloth weight. My hammer is the cloth weight. If I move that hammer, then everything will slide off the table. And This is actually what I'm using as a table is actually the case for the Singer 401A. If I pull that off and open up the table, there's a Singer 401A down there. But I'm using a yard of muslin that I had used before. Unfortunately, I can just get it to line up. The only place where I'm a little shy is right there for a very small part. So I can account for that. But it lines up beautiful on the outside leg seam allowance, and it's lining up fine on the bottom, and it's actually lining up on the top. That is where the back pocket on the left butt cheek goes. That's where it's going to go. So I'm just going to mark that out and then cut this muslin off. So I'll be left with this piece of denim with a correct size piece of muslin underneath it. So I'll try and knock you out with my incredible ability here. Let me get my pen. Where's my ruler? My handy dandy ruler. I had it just a second ago. Here's the handy dandy ruler right here. So I haven't pinned anything, but everything is pretty copacetic as far as being firm and stable. And I'll just get that ruler right to the edge. And I'll make a cut mark. That one's done. Then I'll go up here and do this one. Try and keep my elbow out of the way so you guys can see. And when I say guys, I mean guys and gals, not just guys, not just men. And I like gals, but I might end up trying to get a sewing course together in the next year or so. So there, I've got a line there, and then I've just got this little bit that I'll hand bomb like that. And then I'll get the line here, like this. And I'll account for that. And then I've got a bunch up here already. But I've got more straight stuff to do. That's good. Very good, Jebb. So there we go. I will make marks here too, just to keep my concentration focused. And now the really exciting part is I'm going to get my 12-inch tailor's shears and my 9-inch tailor's shears, and I'm going to cut. And you know how much fun that is if you've done it yourself. We love doing a cut, don't we? All right. I'm going to start with the 9-inch shears, and I'm going to start right up here. And I'm going to go like that. So I got rid of that little piece. The really small, tiny pieces that I'll never be able to use, I toss them into the trash, like these ones right now. But the bigger piece that's going to come off the bottom, I'll be making, like down here, I'll be making more stuff out of that for like the belt loops and the waistband and all that. So okay, I can move that now. I don't really need that there either for now. Move my trash can out of the way. Let me see that we're lined up still. And I'm just letting the bottom bit of the shears slide right along the sewing machine case. So it's very stable. Oopsie daisy. Now I do want to get my cloth weighed again. So I'll put that there. Isn't this fun? Are you with me still? Oh, I know you are. You guys are my friends. You're gonna stay with me right till the end. I know you will. So cool. And then the rest of this yard, I can make a waistband and the fly cloth and the belt loops and the yoke pieces. So I'll put that over there with all that other stuff. And actually I still have to make another one, don't I? For the front of this. So let me move that out of the way for now. And then see if I have enough left on that yard. See, and this is where I really do need to tack it down or clip it. Well, you're here for the big show, so. I mean, I know it fits, I'm just clipping it so that I can move it without it separating and me getting confused, you know. I know that's never happened before, but there's always the first time. Sure, Jebb, sure. Whatever you say, dude. There, I'm just putting a few on just so that I can take it off the table and move it around, get it over with all the other stuff while I do that last part. Cool. Okay, so here's the front left side of the jeans. That's the front left pocket. And we know it's the front left pocket because there's no watch pocket, right? There's where our fly is going to be. And there's our seams. There's our hem down at the bottom. Let me see if I have enough left from that muslin I just took off to see if I can do that piece as well. Okay, I think we got enough muslin still from that original yard that I was cutting the other stuff off. So I'm going to clip it. And, you know, so it won't move, and then I'll turn it over and make the pen marks, the cut marks on the muslin. So I'll get set up for that. Okay, so there's the muslin on top of the denim. So I have enough muslin, so I'm going to clip it and then flip everything over and make my, you know, trace out my cut lines. Okay, hang on to your cowboy hats and baseball hats. Here I go, I'm back in business. I'm learning how to be a sewer, a sewist. Learning how to cut out and do a little bit of pattern making or whatever. And all I'm doing is I'm clipping this stuff together so that I can hold it stationary while I flip it over, so it doesn't fall apart when I try to move it. I mean, it's really not rocket science even for a Jebb like me. So I think I've got enough that I can just flip it over like that. How'd I do? I done good, huh? You betcha. So the fun continues. I'll start here at this end. See, but, you know, even though I'm really new at all this stuff, I've been playing with, you know, taking the jeans apart, deconstructing them, and laying them out, and then plotting the cut lines. I've been doing this for about 4 or 5 days now. So the experience is, it's cumulative. You know, I'm starting to understand what I'm actually needing to do, because I have a little bit of experience now. So that's very encouraging for us, for me. There's a nice straight suction there too, so I can get that right off the get-go. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? That's a fairly straight part. There's a bit of a curve, but I can account for that when I move the ruler. Like that. And like that. You know, even if I was not Jebb Adams and I was watching this, because I wanted to learn how to do this, I would subscribe to Jebb Adams' channel. Wouldn't you? Sure you would. Go ahead, hit that button. I dare ya. I love ya. You betcha. Where's my shears? My awesome 12-inch and 9-inch Taylor's shears. I'll put that there. And for right here, I'm just gonna do this. There, that worked. Oh yeah, that's sweet. Sweet-ta, sweet-ta, sweet-ta. Let me take these clips out now. I don't need them anymore. Everything's turned over. I've got a little plastic box I put them in, but I can't find it right now. So, here I've got another little box I can put them in. In that little box. So that's good. Now I can get down here and do this. Cool. There. And I still got a bunch left over. I can still use that for the waistband and the fly and the belt loops. So I'll set that aside for now. What else do I want to do? There's a little bit there. So I'll do that. Just check, make sure we're lined up, that we're still on the same page here. You betcha. Awesome. Right on, ski. And now I will put clips on to keep it stationary, because I'm not about to start stitching it right away, and I don't want to get mixed up or lose what I got lined up already. I'm gonna, now that I have it cut and ready to be stitched, I still have more cutting to do, because I've got the waistband and the fly and the belt loops, the yokes. So I still got, you know, like half a dozen pieces at least. So I still got a lot of work left for this movie, for this video, you know, before I get to stitching. So I can't get ahead of myself. You know, I need to take a little break anyway and script it out, you know, write down what I need to be doing. I got a great book on procrastination, so that's been really motivating for me to read that. But I'm really learning to, you know, to write it all down. Like, what do you want to do first, Jebb? What are you going to do second? Okay, so I did get the two back pockets done with muslin, and the yoke, which is spelled yoke, Y-O-K-E, not Y-O-L-K, which would be like egg yolk, but these are jean yokes, so it's Y-O-K-E. And there's the fly, the two fly zipper pieces there. There's the belt loop. So all I really have to cut for now is the waistband and the belt loops. And the belt loops, you can see, let me get in a little closer on that. You can see that there's some kind of, it feels like paper, like some kind of thin paper, but it's actually, what do they call that? But anyway, that's what the belt loop has to be like. There's 7 pieces, I think I counted the other day, last video, last movie. So I still need to cut some muslin for that and for the waistband. And everything else is done, and the legs are done. So this is my last bit. I'll put the belt loops off to the side, right there, so I don't lose them. I'll put that over there, and then I'll get some muslin. Now I did leave the button in there. These were a Wrangler pair of jeans, because I grew up in Wrangler jeans and Levi's jeans. And Wranglers were my working jeans, and Levi's were my going out for dinner jeans or whatever. Let me see if I've got enough muslin. You guys still with me? Thanks for being with me still. I don't want to get lonely here, you know. I like it when all my friends are here watching me mess up. Whoops, I just dropped some stuff or something. What'd I do? I don't know, I heard something, but I can't see anything. So, there we go. I can get my pen and my ruler. how much do I have at this end? Let me move this out of the way. Let me clean my work area a bit. That's always a good idea, isn't it? A tidy work area is a safe work area. Isn't that what some smart lady said once? I'm sure she said it more than once. So, let me do it this way. What I was trying to see if I could do it something like that, so that I don't necessarily have to go right down the middle. So let me get the ruler and the pen. That looks pretty good. I'm pretty comfortable with that. Actually, I should pull that right up to the line, and then there'll be no wastage whatever. Cool. Cool, man. There's a little bit of extra that I never got. Missed that. Oh well. There's a line there. And I can start this line there as well. Then I can come on down a little bit. See, I've got the ruler, but I've also got the waistband to act as a guide as well, just to keep me on the ball. So I don't know if I'll have issues at the end because of that, but whatever it is, we can account for it. We can work through it one way or another, I'm sure. So right now I'll just go right to the end here. Cut that like that. Oopsie daisy. Cut that like that. Good. So far so good. Now flip it around. I'll put those glasses down so I don't cut my hand off or my finger off, or worse. And then I'll get this bit here. There. And now just trim it up a little right here. There. So that's all I'm going to do in this movie, in this video. I'm going to end it here. And in the next video, I'm going to start doing the belt loops. And then I'm going to try and put one of the legs together. Probably the left side, front and back leg. And I like the left side because it doesn't have a watch pocket, whereas the right side does. So next video I'll start with the left leg front and back, trying to put that together in muslin. That's what I'll be working on tomorrow when I start. I might not post it for a day or two, but when I get up tomorrow, that's what I'll start on doing. I want to thank you for watching. Have fun with your stuff, stay safe for sure. And the little call to action is please subscribe. Thank you very much. And I want to wish you well. We'll talk soon. Adios, amigos. Thank you, folks. I really love you guys, all of you.